everybody? It's the kid Vincent Ellis White, aka Vinny Blanco. Welcome to M Talk, the millennial show where we're representing the young, the brave, the influential. We're celebrating the young, brave, and influential. This is your boy, Vincent Ellis White. Please follow me.
Yes.
Vincent Ellis White on everything. And I got my man Hoyt in the building.
You know, it's the controversial one. Hoyt Kwaku Timmons, podcaster that's going to make you mad. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Hoyt Kwaku Timmons. Follow me on Instagram, numerical 1. I shouldn't have to keep saying this. Timmons_scholar. Follow me on Instagram. Follow M Talk Podcast on Instagram.
Yeah, and you know what? I got a hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? I should have wore all black, but I'm mad. You know, so
tell them why you mad.
I'm mad, son. I'm mad, son. I'm like the mad rapper. You know, I didn't want to get dapper today because Trump is in office now. You know what I'm saying? So look, we're going to talk about Trump's inauguration. We're going to have our chief editor call in and give his thoughts on it. We're going to touch on Spike Lee boycotting Chrisette Michelle. What's your thoughts on it? Well, real quick, Chrisette Michelle.
Oh, she's sexy. Oh, me on her getting boycotted.
See, look, Hoyt,
oh, my bad. I went
his mind is somewhere else. We're going to talk about all this stuff. Hoyt, let them know we're going to talk.
So you're saying Chrisette Michelle not sexy? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, no, she's sexy, but she lost some sexiness when she decided to perform at Trump's inauguration.
I don't know if I agree. We'll hold that.
We'll get to it. Okay. We'll get to it. So, you got the sponsorship of my brother?
Listen, let me tell the good people about Afrodoc. Do y'all know about Afrodoc? Today's show is brought to you by the good people at Afrodoc.com. That's AFRODOCK.com. You should know how to spell com. Afrodoc.com is an amazing online store that houses authentic African fashion pieces, such as mini prints and maxi skirts, wrist, ankle, and body beads, unique prints, bow ties, and pocket square combos, dashikis, etc. They currently have new arrivals. Visit Afrodoc.com, AFRODOCK.com, COM, to start shopping for new looks today. Afrodoc.com, bring it back to African Marketplace, the motherland.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Raise a fist in the air. We're going to also talk about the Women's March. Yeah, they got busy today too. So, getting started, my brother. So,
yes, sir.
I don't even know where to begin. I feel like we need to be just unofficial today. Trump. Yeah. This is day 2.
I feel like crying. I'm joking.
Look,
I don't.
But listen, but if you want to cry, you can cry, brother. Look, people shed tears.
I'll do it in private.
I cried when Barack Obama came in. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel?
Oh, when Barack, that was different. Way different.
It's a different kind of tear.
It was a different type of tear.
Okay.
Because it was a monumental moment, I feel, in African American history. You can have your disagreements about Barack Obama. You can say, well, look, Barack Obama, he didn't do these type of mandates or concessions for African American people. And that could be a whole different discussion. You can think whatever you feel about Barack Obama. But my point is that it represented a monumental point, not just in the U.S., but all over the world. You remember the media coverage from around the globe when he got elected. He had, what was it, how many millions of people like the first one? Like, wait, 1 point whatever million?
That picture that's floating around now, where they show 2009, flooded. 2017, there's mad spots in the picture.
Yeah,
like,
it's real. Like, you just see the very low approval rating of Donald Trump. Doesn't he have like the lowest in...
And that's a current survey. They did like yesterday or some. CNN said 53% disapproval with like how he's been since being president-elect as well as before. But so the thing, I think it just boiled down to votes really, because a lot of people have a problem with Trump, but they didn't want to vote as well as they wasn't really feeling him.
Now, see, can I be honest?
Go ahead.
Those people that didn't vote, they were stupid.
Very stupid.
Look, I'm talking to you, the people, the millennials. I point at the mic. That's how heated I am. I'm pointing at a microphone.
I helped them out.
Look, I'm so mad. I wanted to just like to this microphone. This is what I'm saying.
We need this mic, my brother. We need.
Yeah, we do.
Go ahead.
I'm talking to everybody that said that dumb stuff that was like, well, you know what? Because Bernie Sanders didn't get the DNC nomination, I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote. Or I'm going to write someone else's name in. I'm going to vote for Jill Stein. And you know what? I like Jill Stein. Really, I'm a fan of Cynthia McKinney. I'm a fan of Dr. Ron Paul. I'm a fan of Jesse Ventura. But guess what? They didn't run for president. And guess what? I didn't want Donald Trump to win. So I became a mature adult. I looked at the big picture. I thought about the welfare of the country. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to vote for Hillary. I wasn't childish. We're adults. To vote, it comes with a certain responsibility. You have to think about the welfare of the nation. You have to think about the rights of women. You have to think about the rights of all marginalized groups. And the fact that he's appointed billionaires to run this country, people with no experience. I know you've seen the thing with Betsy, what's her name? Servos? Devos?
Her name, yeah.
Dude, she was with Al Franken, Bernie Sanders. Two other people, and I know I'm missing them. Bernie Sanders, Al Franken, Elizabeth Warren. And they grilled her, no experience at all. But guess what? You know why he's there? You know why that administration is there? Because you were selfish. And you could get mad at me. I don't care. You were selfish and too immature to see the big picture. Sometimes in life, there are things that are greater than you. And we let this cat get in office because we were mad.
Let me tell y'all something. This is something amazing. I'm watching the inauguration with my son last night, and he's 10. In the middle of Trump speaking, my son, no lie, my son turns to me. He said, "Daddy," he said, "Trump's not that smart, is he?" I said, and I smiled and I said, "No, he not. But why do you say that, son?" He said, "Because he never uses big words." And I said, "What you mean?" I've recognized this, and not saying you gotta have big words to be smart, but just my son's 10. My son said, well, all I hear him say is words like fun. And he said, I think his biggest word he's used is disaster. And I felt out laughing because that's Trump's favorite word. This is my son Jordan. Wow. So he said, I said, well, how do you know that makes him smarter or not? He said, I put adults with like bigger words. And I put kids with smaller words. He's like, I know I use big words, but I like researching. But he was like, average, adults just use bigger words. I think that sums everything up here. Trump don't say nothing. When he talk, he doesn't have anything intelligent to say. He repeats himself. You remember that other press conference he did against Hillary, that last one, and all he said was disaster, disaster
it was
the
funny.
Entire time. They calculated, it was like 30 or 40 something times that he said the same word.
Wow.
This is the man y'all put in power.
Wow.
And power. And then gonna turn back around and boycott and hit the streets. You breaking glass. You saying he's not my president. Why couldn't y'all come together like this and go hard where it counted at in the voting booth? I don't care that you don't like Hillary. We had Hillary or Trump. So as Hoyt said, be an adult and choose one. If you know you don't like Trump, damn it, choose the other one. What's the problem here? So now we mad.
Can I do my imitation? Remember in the press conference, he was at the debate and he had against Hillary, and he was like, Obamacare was a disaster. It was really, really bad. That's all he says.
Yeah.
Cut the deck.
It's really bad. See, words like fun and bad.
He said something in his speech that got me. It was a part, I don't know if people saw this on the internet, but it's a part of his speech where people are saying he copied Bane from the
I
Dark
heard that.
Knight
I didn't see it, but I heard
trilogy.
it on Facebook.
Now, I don't know if I agree with that per se, but he did say, there's so much I even wanted to write this down. I want to quote him verbatim in his inauguration speech. Donald Trump said, "We are not merely transferring power from one administration to another, or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington and giving it to the people." He's running he kind of ran on populist rhetoric. Now, my thing is with Donald Trump, you say you want to give power back to the people. But how is giving power back to the people when you want to repeal the Affordable Care Act? That's going to affect millions of Americans, and you don't have a replacement for it. And then on top of that, they said Steve Bannon, the guy that is kind of the head, the poster child for the alt-right movement, wrote his speech. So Steve Bannon represents a lot of white supremacist beliefs. I'm getting my tongue tied.
Take your time, brother. Take your time.
I'm heated today. I'm gonna tell you I'm mad, son. But this is what the laziness or saying I'm not going to participate led us to. So you have billionaires and clear misogynists and racists running the government.
Twitter to bypass fake media. And fake media to him is CNN and people like the Washington Post and things like that. He's going to continue to tweet his thoughts, go against people on Twitter, and you're the most powerful man in the world. Again, y'all gave him this power. I got a problem with that. What we're going to do, though, we're going to actually take a call from our chief editor. Because I want to hear what he has to say. Not only did he write an article on mlifestyle.org, you got to go to mlifestyle.org to check out that article, but also we're going to get him to call in, give him his thoughts on the inauguration, if he has any thoughts on Barack Obama's legacy, whatever he wants to say. I want y'all to hear from him. He's going to let you know where he's calling from. When I tell you that we got people listening from all over, we got London, Nigeria, Singapore, and then in the States we got New York is real heavy. So y'all got to follow us. mlifestyle.org. We're going to give him a call in real quick and we'll be right back with you. This is your boy Vincent Ellis White, and as I told you, we're going to have a special call from the chief editor, so here he is.
Hi guys, this is Ogunkanmi. I am the chief editor of M Lifestyle, and I have recently written an editorial article titled A Question for 2017. How do you win back the disillusioned and the disenfranchised? Thanks for the intro, Vincent.
No problem.
So I understand you've been talking about Trump and the inauguration.
Yeah, we just, since you're outside of the U.S., like, could you give us your perspective on the election of Donald Trump from an international perspective?
Sure.
Tell them where you're calling from, my brother.
Apologies, I'm calling in from London, England, and England and the United Kingdom, obviously.
Yeah.
And I do think it's been a massive event. 2016 to 2017, the election of Trump, the nomination of Trump was huge news in the UK. We had the major broadcasting houses, BBC, which is a British broadcasting corporation. We had Sky News, which is another major news channel. We also have CNN, obviously, as one of our channels that show the news here. And it's been a massive phenomenon to have effectively a businessman who had no political understanding in terms of experience. He had no Washington experience in inverted commas. He was a businessman who came in and said, I'm going to run for office, and he did it somehow. He managed to do it. And in terms of the international outlook, it's been a mixture of incrementality, which is essentially just kind of couldn't believe it was happening. There was this kind of momentum following Donald Trump, and it does seem that a lot has happened.
For sure, man. And so it's good to hear your perspective all the way from London. So we appreciate you calling in. And I hope you can stick around. I mean, Hoyt, if you have anything to add, because now I want to hear his thoughts on Chrisette Michelle as well. But if you have anything to add,
definitely. I know you kind of gave like a synopsis of the international perspective, but what are some plausible consequences?
I think massively. NATO, in terms of foreign policy, you will see big changes in the US's attitude to NATO, which is, of course, a joint task force between the United States and Europe. Essentially, Donald Trump wants to rework the funding of NATO and also change the working balance of that. So I think you will see some changes there. The relationship between the United States and Russia is going to change.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We have Donald Trump, who's a guy who has not been shy to say, I like Vladimir Putin, and has espoused the greatness of the Russian president, which doesn't stand with the GOP. The GOP being obviously the Republican Party in Congress. They're standing. So that's an interesting one to watch. The British government, for example, took the stance of the previous administration, the Obama administration, and said, we're going to cautiously relate with Russia. However, Donald Trump seems to pursue a more collaborative approach, and it remains to be seen if that's going to be risky or not on the Russian front. With regards to China as well, I think the US's relationship with China is going to change. Donald Trump seems to want to he wants to go with a more protectionist method.
I like that word, brother. I like that word.
So I mean, he's trying to take back time, because what we see now is more globalization, more of intertrade between countries, less barriers, less in terms of tariffs and things like that. But with Donald Trump's message coming out, he does seem to want to pull back a lot on the trade routes, if you will, to use an antiquated term. So I think China's gonna obviously react, and I think that will affect. Obviously, the US and China have a lot of trade initiatives together. Talking about my country, the United Kingdom, where I reside, Britain is obviously coming out of the Brexit vote and looking to go towards a more global trade initiative. And Britain needs to get closer to the US. Donald Trump has said Britain's going to be at the front of the queue. The United Kingdom is going to be at the front of the queue when it comes to trade agreements. So it might be positive. His appointment might be positive for the United Kingdom. It remains to be seen. I think Donald Trump has a lot to prove.
Definitely. Like, you know, it's a lot to consider. Like, if you're talking about global trade, U.S. imperialism, and various other factors. But, you know, if we will, you know, if we can kind of speak more domestically, if you will, at the inauguration, it was kind of a big fuss over Chrisette Michelle's performance, and I wanted to, you know what, especially, you know, Vincent and Oyin, you know, what you guys, you know, think of that. What are the different points of views? Because she got a lot of backlash for that.
I was gonna say, so the word is she got paid $250,000. Now they also saying that secretly they believe she got $750,000, but it was put out there $250,000 to perform at Trump's inauguration. I don't know if she was a first pick. But I mean, it's a lot of people turned it down. But she got a lot of backlash. She didn't perform publicly at the ball. She did at a private ball. I don't know what that was about. Did she say, was she swayed by the public to, you know, getting on her about even performing? Did she say I want to do a private performance? Was it already set up that way? I don't know. But people are saying that this was her way to try to revive her career. People were saying she needed money. People were saying she's a sellout. And that was the main thing, the sellout piece. People were saying she's a sellout, and how could she perform for a man that has views like this? A man that a lot of people consider racist, a man that people believe that he has issues with females. That's been proven on air, live, you know, that he has problems with females. Are you that hard up for a check? Now, I know she came out and said on Twitter, I'm doing this because if you're silent, you're not involved, and I'm here to, you know, help the narrative. And now she tried to make it, she gave a political answer in my mind. But I think she was feeling it on Twitter and everywhere else. But I need to know her reason why. Like, morally, what's her reason why? I think Spike Lee is boycotting the use of her music in his Netflix series. Netflix also canceled her from being on another show that they're about to start. So she's losing money.
Yeah, see, this is where I disagree. That's too much. That's extreme. She's being penalized for essentially doing her job. She's an entertainer. Now, the argument can be made. Someone could say, well, look, if you go back in the day, Paul Robeson spoke out against the United States, so much so that he became venerated in Russia. He has a mountain named after him. People like Canada Lee, Harry Belafonte. But I feel that that's discretionary on each celebrity's behalf as to whether I want to be politically active, if I want to express my opinion, or if I want to be more apolitical. Like, let's take Michael Jordan. How many times have we seen Michael Jordan speak out against or for something? We haven't.
He only did it one time. That was it.
Okay, one time. But for the majority of his career, he's remained pretty silent on a lot of those issues. So I feel that personally, it's wrong for Chrisette Michelle to get this type of treatment because she wanted to go and do this performance for Donald Trump. Say what you will, she's an entertainer. That's how I stand. I feel personally it's too much.